Hi everybody, welcome back. Greg Diamond here with Happy, Healthy, Wise and Wealthy. Let's talk about your life. And you know what? Your life is determined by your perception of who you are. And that perception might be that you're a go-getter, you're a gun, you're smart, intelligent, witty, talented, or it might be the opposite of all those things. But I say perception for a reason, because it's not necessarily the truth of how you think about yourself, but it's the perception of how you think about yourself. And a lot comes into our mind and our subconscious about how that image of ourself is formed. But one of the most important factors is whether you feel deserving of a good life, whether you feel in and of yourself that you're worthy of a great life. And this forms this innate self-belief. Do you believe that you are deserving and worthy of a good life? A couple of guys I respect in this space. Ed Milet says, "We never end up somewhere where we feel we don't belong." If you don't feel like you're worthy of a good life, deserving of a good life, with every effort that you put into making or constructing that good life, there'll be this subconscious image that, oh no, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving. So I wonder what your subconscious will do with that input. Lou Tice, one of my great mentors, said, "You attract into your life that which you feel worthy of receiving." So, what do you feel worthy of receiving? Another, I think, great person in this space, David Bayer, says, "Every action must be congruent with an inner belief." What does he mean by that? When we act out there in the world, it comes from some inner belief. We can't act out there contrary to the inner belief we have about ourselves. Otherwise we get schizophrenic. You know, if you believe one thing but you're acting this way, sooner or later those things have to align. Your subconscious will bring them into alignment. That's called integrity. So whether you have a great image of yourself or a poor image of yourself, how you act out here must be congruent with that image. And so you might be desperately trying to have an image up here, but your subconscious, your mind, is bringing you back to be congruent, to bring integrity to the self-image as versus this outer image. How do you see yourself? We call that your self-image. How do you feel about yourself? We call that your self-esteem. And both come together to form a self-concept. So we have this internal picture. It must equal our external reality. Otherwise we'll go mad. If it doesn't equal, if our internal picture doesn't equal our external reality, we will make an adjustment. Now, if what happens to you out there, something you're doing, something that happens to you, and you have a positive self-image and things work out for me and things go well for me, and it doesn't go that way, you will adjust, you will self-improve. But if things go well for you, but your self-image is that things don't go well for me, I'm useless and a nobody, you will adjust as well, and you'll self-sabotage, because you have to make these two things equal up. So, what's happening in your life? Are you adjusting up to your self-image, or are you adjusting down to your self-image? It'll be evidenced by what's happening in your life. You'll know it. If I can just get these pages separated, it'll be right. So, self-image plus self-esteem gives us our self-concept. Now, our self-concept It's not something we automatically think about. It's stored in our subconscious. It's been formed over all those years of our personal development and our growth. Particularly in that first 6 to 10 years of life, we form this self-image, this image of ourselves, which is very hard to change or shake. Not impossible, just hard. And those images are formed by all those people who have given input into our lives, our parents, our teachers, our siblings, our friends, grandparents, you name it. They have all, particularly in those first 6 years of life, given us this input that has told us who we are, because we're pretty much a blank canvas when we start. And if you've ever seen a baby doesn't have any, it's not it doesn't have a self-esteem issue. It loves who it is. It's just relating to its environment, and it's attracting attention, and it's manipulating its environment to suit itself. So as well as our self-concept that forms, we have this self-ideal. Now the self-ideal is maybe the person we want to be, we would like to be, the best version of ourselves, if you like. And that has wants and desires and goals and dreams and aspirations. But if our self-concept doesn't match our self-ideal, guess who wins? We have to stop believing the old programming. We have to stop repeating old negative self-mantras and stories. We have to stop tacitly agreeing with negative suggestions from others and from both internal and external. We've got to stop demeaning and devaluing ourselves. We've got to start seeing ourselves as the best version of ourselves. Everything we could be and want to be and aspire to be, and holding that image in our mind and repeating the right sort of mantras, we call those affirmations, you can build a strong picture in your subconscious that then your subconscious will attempt to bring into reality. Because if you've got a strong picture of the positive person that you want to be, then your subconscious must bring that about. It's got to match those two images. You've got to start making a decision that you are not going to accept the crap self-assessment that's been placed on you from before. You've got to make a decision that you are worthy, wanted, valuable, that you matter. You've got to become aware of the negative BS mantras and stories that get triggered by the old hypnosis. And I say old hypnosis because, interestingly, when you get hypnotized, you go into an alpha state. They get you into an alpha state, which is that state just before you fall asleep. Alpha state is a brainwave frequency. And it's just before you... Why? Because your conscious mind is kind of taking a back seat and you have a doorway straight into the subconscious. Now, interestingly enough, in the first 6 years of life, children tend to operate in the alpha state for much larger parts of their day than we do. We tend to slip into it just before sleep or just on waking, or if someone takes us there in a hypnotic suggestion. But children live in that, and so they have no filter. There's no gate stopping the information coming into the subconscious. So everything that a person, particularly of authority, is telling them about themselves, they're just taking in and allowing it to brand their subconscious with who they are. But it's not necessarily the truth. It's the perceptions, it's the problems, it's the brokenness of the others around us that are often giving us this fallible self-image. So, if hypnosis is happening to us almost at an auto-suggestible level, can we control it? Can we use that? Yes, we can. I would say, first of all, do an inventory of your life. all the positive actions, achievements, acts of kindness and generosity, everything positive that you've done in your life and achieved in your life. You need to look at your day, what's happened today that's been great, this week, this month, this year, over your lifetime, all the achievements. Go back, make a list, do an inventory of all the good things. Why? Because you need to accrue the evidence that this old self-image is not accurate, that you have gifts and talents and abilities, the stuff that comes easy to you, that tells you really who you are. You have to do some self-hypnosis then, some auto-suggestion. Not suggestions from others, you do it on yourself. Why? Because you need to rebrand, you need to retrain the subconscious about the image that who you wish to be. And we do that with a thing we call affirmations. Now, affirmations are statements you write down about yourself. They need to be positive, they need to be first person, they need to be in the present. I am an amazing speaker, as an example. Why? Because you are telling your subconscious who you are. And then when you repeat that, you build neural pathways that then brand that onto your subconscious and change old pictures. So you need to do some self-hypnosis. Now, what's the best time to do that? In the alpha state. What did I tell you before? The alpha state is just before you go to sleep and on waking. Now, you can do them at any time. Getting into a state of meditation can often bring your brain into an alpha state. So you might do a meditative practice and then do your affirmations, just to give them more power during the course of the day. But certainly first thing in the morning, last thing at night, great time to read out these positive statements and then imagine you being that person. That's called visualization. When you add visualization to affirmation, you gain power in imprinting that on your subconscious. Because you deserve a great life. And what I mean by deserve, do you know that when you break this word deserve down, de and serve, it means of service. So one of the best ways you can build your self-esteem and your self-image is by doing and serving others. When you do that, it's amazing how the feedback to yourself is uplifting and positive. So if you're looking for a quick turnaround, then get into serving others, because you will find your own self-image will rise to the occasion. So you deserve a great life. You don't have to hold on to those old negative pictures that have been given to you by others over the course of your lifetime. You can build the person that you, deep inside, you know you are and that you wish to attain. And it's that person that then can take the action steps that take you into the life that you want. I hope you found this helpful. More to follow. Catch you later.